G'day everybody, it's me again. I'm going to pull the genset apart, going to get the little motor out and play with it a bit. First we'll look at the control panel. It's pretty simple. Very simple in fact. Have to pull apart some of these wires a bit. Yeah, I won't bore you with putting it apart. I'll pull it apart and then we'll look at the interesting bits. Considering this was a $90 generator new, I can see why it was a $90 generator. Everything is just so cheap. You got some really cheap and nasty 5 amp AC breaker, probably 8 amp DC breaker. That socket there is just cheap nastiness. Chinese as well. Yeah, you can see inside this DC charging socket, things don't quite line up inside and stuff. It's just so nasty. There's a funny story I've got to tell about GMC. They actually went out of business. They used to get a lot of business from Bunnings, but they went out of business because they were repairing machines with parts from others and giving people back second-hand used machines that are meant to be either new or reconditioned. So I think Bunnings got sick of that and then said to them, no more, basically. See you later. Well, that nice little tank will be useful for something. Might be useful for the motor itself if I can retask it. The governor runs your throttle there. Probably a frequency adjustment, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say you can slightly adjust the frequency if you need to. Or maybe that's just a bit of a loading. Oh, it's still got the original Chinese spark plug in it. It's a little 4-stroke, 2.5 horsepower. Right, next bit is to separate this, separate the actual generator itself, alternator. A fair bit of copper in there. Slip rings there, which the regulator connects to. I think this works actually by putting power to the slip rings to increase or decrease the field to give you more or less voltage, but that's what's killed this machine. That capacitor exploded, and unfortunately, because you can't get that part, or if you can, it's worth more than the machine is. So, you know, it's a $99 generator when it was new. That's the thing that's a bit funky about it. It was a $99 generator, and you couldn't get the sum of its parts for $99. Alright, I'll pause this again. I'll figure out how this comes apart, and we'll have a look inside that alternator. Now you see what I mean by cheap. That pipe doesn't match that outlet there at all whatsoever. I don't know who let stuff like that leave the factory, but look how much it must have been choking up the poor little motor. You've lost like 15% of your diameter. Who needs mufflers anyway? Anyway, I've got some more biddies off here. Might have to get a hammer out and knock this casing off. It's on there pretty good. So there's that end housing off. There's the brushes for the slip rings. And the little connector there. What's nice about that is if I take all these bolts out, take those bits off, there's a nice hunk of alloy there to pop in. And here's the inside, the end of the... yeah, you see the actual... You see, that's given it. That has to be given a field current. That's what that regulator did. It gave a field current to that winding there, which made electricity get generated in these windings here. That's actually your 12-volt winding, I believe, because they were going straight to a bridge rectifier, 1000-volt, 50 amp, and then they must be they're the control windings coming back out that went to the regulator. And they're the output, I believe. Yeah, I'd say so. Alright. Now I'm going to get that apart. More fun and games. I really want to play with this motor here. Maybe you can tell. No, it's not bloody crane porn. It's motor porn this time. Alrighty, so it's got the stator coil out. Some nice copper there. Cut that around there, free it off one end and then press it out the side. And no real wear on this unit. Maybe the tiniest bit. No, no real wear. That's the spinny bit inside. I suppose you'd call that an armature, maybe. I don't know, because it's not a generator, it's not a motor, it's an alternator. Part of the process of learning, I suppose. Oh, I really want to get this motor out. Nearly there. Nearly there. You see this long bolt here? I think it just made my day. This long bolt here means that I'm pretty sure that that's going to come off. Oh shit. Yeah. I was worried that that whole generator stator unit there would be part of the crank, and then, you know, it'd be useless for anything else because, you know, there'd be nothing to put anything on. But guess what? I can get a keyway and a pulley on that. I know I can. Anyway, I'm very close to running the little motor. I'll just get this last alloy housing off and then we're going to give it a shot. And that will be a separate video to the teardown, so let's see how I go. There we go. So I've got the main bits for coupling out, the copper parts. They're going to go in the corner for a day when I'm got nothing to do, and I'll strip them down when that day comes. I've got the little motor out, and the next job is I'm going to get it running. Well, I know it runs. I'm just going to have to get it running outside its little case, put it in the vise or something, and yeah, we might play with it and see if we can make it do something. And maybe if I can't make it into anything useful, I'll just pop it. Yeah, so that's about it. Genset that was is now parts. Thanks for watching.